Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for August 13th. Currently looking at the U.S. Japanese yen pair. This particular pair closed lower today, did move lower, did break previous support, but did pull back and close above it. Look for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias that is sideways. And sideways, what I mean by that is we basically pulled back into previous range here over the past several weeks. We're pulling back into that area. Look for this pair, if it does move higher, to go possibly as high as 97.06, possibly as low as 94.36. Look for some resistance around 95.88, and look for some support around 94.96 in this pair. Now, switching over to the Euro USD pair. This particular pair we talked about yesterday. It did move higher. It did break out to the upside, moved over 50 pips, and I do anticipate it to continue a little bit higher. Look for this pair to potentially move as high as 144.14, possibly as low as 140.97. Look for some resistance around 143.28, and look for some support around 122.47. Now, looking at the pound US dollar pair, this pair reversed, at least closed higher over this last session after having two doji bars, which is in a row, which is a good indication that we could be at a point of reversal. Definitely look for this pair to potentially move as high as 167.74, possibly as low as 163.65. Look for some resistance around 166.50, and look for some support around 164.75. Now let's take a look at the US Swiss. This pair moved lower today, kind of as expected. It's continuing this pattern of moving higher, then moving lower, and moving higher again, then moving lower, kind of within a moving range. It's the range is actually moving to the downside, but it's just doing it kind of in a slow fashion. Do look for this pair to possibly move as high as 1.0864, possibly as low as 1.0605. Look for some resistance around 1.0731, and look for some support around 1.0673. Well, that about does it for today. No real news announcements for tomorrow. And as far as what I'm looking at, there's nothing really that jumps out at me going into this next session. I do anticipate this particular pair moving a little bit lower down to some previous support, moving down about 50 pips or so. But nothing really jumps out at me across the four majors going into Friday's session. There were a whole lot of swing trade setups. There were 10 different swing trade setups that were formed. I'll show you one that we looked at earlier in the Australian US dollar pair. This one's a good ways from the market. You have basically a swing trade set up over these three bars, and you look for a break above this. If you notice, this high is right at that particular breakout point. So if we do get a break above that, we could see it move much, much higher. If you back out far enough, you may be able to get some previous, find some previous points of resistance, probably around the 0.8518 level. Then when you zoom back in, you can see where that may take you. That's about 50 pips up. So I guess that's one you can take a look at. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.